Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. I'm going to do another update of the ghost in the house because I've had people, what's going on, man? And I'm going to disable this video because I really don't care if people don't believe it, And I don't want to get into this debate about you losing your mind or you making this stuff up. And I'm not making nothing up, I see it, I hear it, And recently what has been happening is this. I have an Akai 2000 XL that I was holding on to as long as I could, but I don't use it anymore. I want the next music enthusiast to enjoy this gear, because I've enjoyed my gear, I really have. And it does nobody good to just be sitting in the corner collecting dust, So I'm like, I got to pass this on. And what was kind of taking me a little longer to do that was there was this one particular snare that was in my sound library, because my sound library is not a couple of dudes that are just sampling off vinyl. The majority of my sound library on my Kite 2000 XL was by professional designers. These guys do this for a living and they make a good amount of money doing this for a living. They've been doing a long time this for a living. So I don't have those. You can download this for $5 off eBay, my 1,000 sounds. None of that garbage, because most of that's garbage, And I'm not knocking nobody, but it's like these are the pros and these are the amateurs. You can tell, you can hear. So that particular one snare, and I would go into the story of how I acquired that snare and what that snare is, but I'm not. But it's the only snare in that collection of thousands of sound samples that I have that I want to keep. So I said, before I wrap it up and ship it off tomorrow, because it's going out tomorrow, Mr. Harmon, let me sample that snare. Let me put it on a DAT. So later, when I get another machine, I can sample it back down into that machine. So I went through about 30 discs. I found it because I labeled it. And I loaded it. And after I loaded the kit, I'm tapping the pads to find that snare, because there's like 3 snares in that kit. I can't find it. I'm like, I know it's here. I wrote it down. It's on the disc. So I also created a sequence for that kit. So when I press the play button, it's playing. I hear the snare. I'm like, so where is it? I'm looking in the pads, not there. Now, to the average person, the story I just shared just seemed mundane as far as what Penny Morris, man, is not there. And you're hearing a different snare. No, I'm not hearing this different snare. I'm hearing that one specific snare. Now, this is my theory, and I've had this happen, something like this, similar. It's the entities, again, that's going on in this house. They work in mysterious ways and very disruptive ways. The first obvious one was stuff missing. Stuff that shouldn't be missing. You normally know where you put certain stuff. You put, your electronic stuff here. You put your important papers here. You put whatever. You have an idea where you, where you put your personal stuff. Like I said, pictures start missing. It was a picture of me and my daughter's mom, and I was going to give it to her. I said, I haven't seen this picture in like 20 years. It's going through drawers. I put it in my drawer where I keep my important personal things. The next day I came back, I couldn't find it. I spent 3 days breaking down this room. I don't even think I took it out of this room. I broke down the next room and the next room. Like, what the hell is those pictures? I know I put them because I took them out of my closet up the top, put them in my drawer. Nobody's here to take my stuff. So I'm like, what the hell are my pictures? And that's just one of a list of stuff that just disappeared. And my wife did not believe it until her stuff started disappearing. And it'd be like simple stuff. It's like she had just bought shampoo, the conditioner, it disappeared. She just used it once on herself and washed my hair, it disappeared. that was kind of proof to her because I'm like, why would I steal it? And am I trying to, am I on a campaign to drag you crazy? I don't think so. Stuff is missing. And the biggest one, and this is one that can't be denied. It's like, okay, we can't even discount this one to say, oh, with some, no, this happened beyond our control. And I told you this story in another video where I got up in the morning to take out the garbage. And I make a long story short, because I mentioned this story at least 3 times. The box I was about to take out after I took the leaf bag out, because, you know, I didn't want to have 2 hands full because I got to have one free to open up the gate and then come around the front to put the garbage in the front because the garbage men don't do the alley thing in the suburb. So I come back within, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, and the box gone. I asked my wife about it. She said, I haven't even been out of the room here. I'm getting ready to go to work. So what happened to that big-ass box? That box like 3 feet tall, you know? I'm like, what are the chances of somebody knowing exactly the time I'm going to the garbage can, which varies from day to day, had it in the yard. As soon as I come out to take the garbage out, the leaf bag garbage, which takes less than 6 seconds, something like that, 10 seconds, that's enough time for them to run from the side of the house, run in my house, get the box, run back out, then jump over the gate and go through the alley. That's the only scenario that could be feasible, which is outrageous. You know, it's like, no, I don't know what happened to the box, but I didn't take the box out because I double back up because I'm like, did I take it out and didn't know it? I'm like, no, what I just did took 6 seconds and my memory span is not that, it's that short that within 2 seconds I forgot what I just did. So it's just a number of stuff. And it's just interesting. It's the things that I'm about to grab or use that goes missing. Because I had this CD case or these DVD movies sitting on my nightstand for at least 3 months. I said, when I get enough time, I'm going to sit down and relax and watch some of these. I got enough time. I went to go look for them. They disappeared. Vanished. It's like whatever's in here knows ahead of time what I want, like with that drum snare, that drum machine had been sitting here about a year, nothing. Now when I go in to get that sound and I label the disc and I hear it with my own ears when I play the sequence, but I can't find the snare to sample it. Stuff like that. I can't ignore, and I'm not at the point in my life now that I'm senile or I'm extremely forgetful. I have a pretty good recollection because when I'm watching movies with my wife, and it'd be like movies from the 40s. And I'm like, isn't that guy from the other show? She's like, man, that is him. He's just much younger. You got a good ear or eye for faces, and I do, and just a good, as far as or organizing things. I don't have stuff in disarray. I keep stuff here for this. I keep stuff here for that. I keep stuff here for that. I'm a very organized guy. So for me to be supposedly missing or misplacing stuff, I'm like, no, I'm not at that stage yet. I think I would know that when I get to that stage that I'm no longer remembering things or I forgot. I overlooked it. Because I'm going to share this quickly and then I'm going to sign off. And this doesn't have to do with the ghost, but it ties in with my organization skills. I pay all my bills always on time, early, and sometimes I double the payment most of the time. So I'm getting my invoice. My invoices come, I write out a check, boom, I'm done. And there's some credit cards that's trying to sway you into pay online. I don't want no part of that, And here's the reason why. One of my credit card companies, without my authorization, switched me over to paperless. And I'm like, where's my bill for this certain credit card? I checked my email and it went to spam. Your payment is due now or past due. Submit payment via the internet. I'm like, I know damn well I did not sign up for paperless. Because with the old method, it's real simple for me. A bill comes, open up the bill, write out the check, send it, I'm done. Instead of this, I got to be checking online, and then the email goes somewhere else. Then I have to call somebody, then explain to them that I didn't get a physical piece of paper with my invoice. And I'm on the phone with them for about 15, 20 minutes. And before I even got on the phone with them, they said, you can go online and put in, this to get into your account. And I tried that. It wouldn't take it. So then I had to call somebody. And I told the lady, and I said, this is not a rent to you. But usually in life, you try to make things easier. Work smart, not hard. I'm like, this is actually more work. So this is counterproductive for me. Now I got to get on the phone with people. I got to wait until available representatives available. And then I got to spend 20, 30 minutes on the phone with these people. I'm like, please cancel this paperless mess. And she said, I'm sorry, so we will. Because I know doggone well I didn't sign up for that. They just automatically did it. Like with my cell phone, they automatically did it. Then they put me on auto pay. I'm like, I usually call in and make my payment. And now they with auto, I'm like, with my cell phone, I'm like, that's fine. Because that was a hassle getting on the phone and calling anyway. So I'm like, fine. And at any time, if I want to cancel my cell phone subscription, I just, place a call. But that just ties in with this as far as I'm organized. I know doggone well that I didn't sign up for this. They just threw me in there. And I told them this is just more work. And that makes no sense to me. Why do I want to do more work for the same thing? But, we're working on getting out of here this year, or should I say, this will be the last year we will be here. We'll be getting up out of here in about 6 months, if not sooner. But, I know I'm not losing my mind, and I know my wife is not losing her mind along with me. What are the chances of two people going crazy at the same time? But there's just a lot of stuff that's going on here, and whatever it's doing is deliberately, maliciously disorganizing things, making it more confusing, making it more difficult to find stuff. Like I said, with that snare, I'm like, I hear it, but I can't find it on the pad. I'm like, I've never experienced that. I mean, that makes no sense. I'm like, it'd be different if I didn't hear it and it ain't on there. I'm like, okay, well, I might accidentally deleted it. But I'm like, I hear it, but it's not on the pads. Little things like that I noticed that it's extremely peculiar and not right. I got to chalk it up to what's going on up in here, because I never had any issues like this any elsewhere I ever lived. Never. Until I got here. Day one I got here, it started. Day one of my drum machines went missing. And I'm like, I know I packed it. And I had been going back and forth to the apartment that I was leaving from, and there was nothing left in the apartment. So I'm like, oops, you forgot it left. It's over in that corner in that empty space because everything else is going, just that drum machine sitting there. I packed it up, and I said, maybe the movers got me. I'm like, what are the chances of the movers sight unseen go through these boxes, steal that, box it back up, and then bring my stuff? It don't make any sense. But until next time, take care and thanks for watching.